Free Hit is fearless. Yes, you heard it right, friends. You are watching Free Hit, where there is no fear. I am Shanavi Sadana.
And I am Indranil Basu, and today we have a very special guest who is really fearless. Someone who made India proud, not once, not twice, thrice, as an under-19 child prodigy, as a T20 star, and again in 2011 World Cup. He is none other than Yuvraj Singh. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
2019 you retired from the game, and same year you're the most searched Indian sports person and beating the likes of Kohli and MS Dhoni and third most searched Indian. So, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are they must be thinking, where's Yuvi gone? No, it's good to hear that because normally guys who are playing, who are on the park and constantly for their countries are mostly searched. Like we also search the current players. Nobody searches the ex players. So it's a good feeling. But I've been very mostly satisfied in my career, and I'm just happy retired and really loving my life.
Recently I saw you batting few exploits which came on internet. Your exploits in T20 league in Dubai, T10, I beg your pardon, and you look like your old self. I mean, what was that? I mean.
Not really, Indranil, always nice to me. I found T10 to be really fast. When I went to T20 in Canada, actually I was playing really well over there. I really enjoyed that format. I felt T10, we are growing older, games becoming faster. So I felt T10 was really fast, and I felt that if you want to be a good T10 player, you gotta play that format for a while, or you gotta be playing cricket throughout the year for a while. So I felt it was very fast for me. Yeah, I had one good game, and we had such an awesome side that guys like Lynn and Malinga and Bravo, they just like even the local players, they went on to win us most of the games. So it was just a one-sided tournament for us, pretty much.
So, can your fans see you playing for any other cricket league?
My fans need to accept now that I am retired.
No.
And I am not going to be playing too much cricket. I have played cricket for more than 25 years.
Yes, that's
I
right.
played international cricket for on and off 17 years. So fans need to accept that I'm
No,
retired.
that's not true.
But they might see me in a different role, maybe in a coaching role, or they might see me playing some league, international league this year maybe. I'm not really sure, but it's time to move on. It's time to do some good things back to cricket. It's time to give it back to the society, and I am very happily moved on. Obviously, last 2 retirement years wasn't great, but after that I'm very happy and I'm loving it and very relaxed in life.
You've been, before the World Cup happened, 2019 World Cup, and 1 year before that, there were, a lot of thoughts came into your mind, about retiring, whether to continue, but that junoon, that, I'll keep playing for the country, and you love the sport so much, and the game has given you so much, that kept you going. I mean, so when did it actually strike your mind that, no, I have to really hang my boot and move out, and bow out?
See, I didn't have a good 2018 IPL. It didn't go well for me. So I just thought that, I just want to play this last IPL. I want to finish on a high and, say goodbye. I was not really thinking of international cricket because, Ambati Raidu was playing at the number 4 spot. He was doing really well. And I thought, teams moved on. So I just wanted to have like a really good IPL and then end my career. I started well in the IPL, but didn't go really well in the end because we had such a good team and the younger guys were doing well. So I just thought that it's time to move on because it's just the game has given me everything. I've played like almost 400 games for India, 400 plus, and I mean, you look at the bright side, you played so many games. You look at the other side, being diagnosed with cancer at the peak of a career. So it's just that I was mostly satisfied, not really satisfied, and then I was like, I want to. It was causing me a lot of stress mentally. I was not able to sleep properly. I was not happy from inside. I wanted, because after my illness and playing whatever cricket, I wanted to be a happy person. I'm a very happy person. I'm a positive person. So I just wanted to be happy again, and I just thought that it's time to move on, and I think it was the right time for me. And people said that he could have played 1 or 2 more years. Like, what would have happened if I would have played another 2 years? I wouldn't have done something major. Major things happened in 2011, 2007, 2009, 10. We were #1 Test side under Gary Kirsten. So major things had happened. So it's time to move on.
But playing at that highest level and then coming down to domestic level and playing, that motivation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very tough. But how did you manage to bring that motivation? Playing in a non-desperate ground, things like that.
Yeah, there were a few ups and downs. Kept on speaking to Sachin, and I was speaking to him, and he said, why do we play cricket? Okay, yes, we want to play international cricket. He said, we play cricket for the love of the sport. So, if you love the game, you want to play it, whether you're playing international or not. He said it's hard to play domestic cricket. He said if I was in that situation, I wouldn't know what to do. But if you love the game, you still play the game, and you have to decide when you want to retire. People should not decide that for you. So I had some good chats with him, and then played 3 or 4 years of domestic cricket. I was in and out of the Indian team, played T20 World Cup, made 1 or 2 comebacks. So it was time to actually move on after that, and I felt that my body was not the same after cancer, but I still managed to come back and score my highest one-day score, which was a big achievement for me. So it was going up and down, and then I just wanted to be happy in my life. Eventually, what do you seek in life? Is happiness and peace. So I wanted to be at happy and a peaceful stage, and have no regrets in life. So I just wanted to move on. Yeah.
And where do you get this strength to have this sort of an attitude? How do you gather that?
See, I think having a roller coaster life, I've realized that it's made me a very tough person. Bouncing back from failures. I think bouncing back from cancer was big.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I bounced back so quickly was I wanted to come back and play for India again. And I think that just will to survive under extreme difficulties made me a very strong person. So I think these are the reasons why I was to come back and play again and kind of prove everybody wrong. And yeah, I just think it's just made a very strong wall out of me. Yeah.
I mean, going out of the cricket field without any celebration, middle of the World Cup, you decide to retire. So that came as a shocker for a lot of people. People who like your batting, who adored, they love seeing you on the field. So don't you think, I mean, there should have been some kind of proper farewell to a legend like you?
See, that's not for me to decide. First of all, I don't think I'm a legend. I'm someone who's played the game with integrity and everything I had. I felt I was a very good one-day player. I didn't play much of Test cricket, so I feel legendary people are who have great Test records. But story's been legendary, so it's kind of a mix. For giving somebody a farewell, that's not for me to decide. That's for BCCI to decide, and it was not my call. But I just felt that the way they managed me in the end of my career, I think that was very unprofessional. But looking back at a couple of some great players from India, like Harbhajan, Sehwag, Zaheer Khan, also very badly mismanaged. So it's part of Indian cricket. I've seen that in the past. So I was not really surprised. But in the future, anybody who's played for India for such a long time and somebody who's been through tough situations, you should definitely honor him and give him that respect of somebody who's somebody like Gautam Gambhir, somebody who's two World Cups that we won. He scored 91 in the final and 97 in the final, and scored, today only I was watching, 75 in the T20 World Cup final. So we got to recognize these kind of performances in our career. And probably Sehwag, who's been the biggest match winner after Sunil Gavaskar in Test cricket, Guy was legend. Zaid Khan, 300 plus wickets. VVS Lakshman. These guys should be, should be honoured.
With Saurav Ganguly, a former captain at the helm of affairs, do you think things should improve in BCCI? They should learn how to respect the legendary cricketers, the cricketers with so much of repute.
See, again, not my call to decide. I mean, they are administrators, but we have an administrator who's been a very successful captain. He's been a legendary cricketer, Saurav Ganguly. So I'm sure he can, make some really big decisions there. I'm sure he's already doing a lot of stuff to make cricket better. So I'm sure he'll do a great job.
In the last 2 decades, you're the most powerful middle order batsman India has seen. And when you see at your career, I mean, there is no 100 test match next to your name. I mean, somewhere doesn't it hurt? I mean, kind of player of your caliber, I mean, you should have been playing 100 test matches, should have played 100 test matches, but it didn't happen. I mean, don't you have a regret in somewhere?
Well, regret is only test cricket. I would have been happy if I would have played 80 test matches. The thing is that if I look back my test career, there are few things which I can look at is that not enough chances because batting order was, we had some really great players in between. Either it was me, Lakshman or Saurav, having that middle order spot. And there was Viru, who is a middle order batsman who had to open in test cricket. So there was, with Rahul and Sachin, such great batsmen, there was hardly any opportunities in there. So when I waited, I got the opportunity when Saurav got retired. I was playing test cricket, I was decently doing well. And then I got diagnosed with cancer. So, you look at it, you wait for 7-8 years, then you get an opportunity, then you get diagnosed with cancer. So what do? And then by the time I came back, obviously things were very different in Indian cricket. And I was not the same player, the first 2-3 years. And I mean, it is a big regret, definitely. As a young kid, I always wanted to play test matches. And I mean, also there have been times where I've scored a few 60s, 70s, which I was not able to convert into hundreds. Batting load on the order didn't help, but but anyways, whatever contribution I had in test cricket, they were lesser, but I felt that 80 to 100 test matches I should have played in my career, but you don't get everything in life. Some people don't, and I'm just one of them. But I got what others don't get is 2 World Cup trophies. So what do you look at? Guys like Rahul Dravid, Saurav Ganguly don't have a World Cup trophy. Great place for India. So everybody doesn't get everything. So I guess that's my life.
Did any senior player like Sachin or Ganguly, Dravid coming and telling you that you could have played 100 test matches, and never ever had a discussion like that?
Not really. I mean, they knew that when I was doing well, that this guy will eventually play for a long time. But everybody know. See, I was the only person who knew that I can still play test cricket after cancer.
Because you're so strong.
Yeah, everybody else knew that he can't because it's not possible that he can play cricket. So if in front of me somebody gets diagnosed with cancer and then he wants to come play 5 days of cricket, I'll be like, boss, it's not going to happen. It's not possible. So everybody knew that I had an issue, but I still played a lot of cricket after that. And it's just you got to be thankful for whatever cricket you played. So I guess you have to look at the bright side.
But I thought shorter formats were a lot more pacey than the test cricket in terms of stamina, the way you take runs, the way you run behind the ball and everything.
I mean, yeah, definitely T20, 50 overs. T20 came quite late. I felt that whatever test cricket I played, I did well. It really helped me in one-day cricket. Because when you come and do well in 5-day format, you really do well. You have to contribute in one-day cricket for just a day. So I felt the workload was lesser in one-day cricket. Now it's T20 and now it's T10, so the workload is just like immensely low, but the game level is gone higher. So games change a lot. Yeah.
now we are joined by a very special guest, and she is Yuvraj's mom, Shabnam ma'am. Ma'am, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Please.
Come, welcome.
Mataji,
So, I mean, how did the journey? It all started in Chandigarh. I mean, can you just tell us, how it all began? I mean, you have a lot of memories. You stay in Gurgaon, you stay in Mumbai, but Chandigarh is always a special place for you.
Yeah, I mean, early days, I remember my father taking me to cricket, and it was just, I used to play, sometime tennis, and sometimes I used to skate a lot. So my father would normally complain to my mom that I don't like him playing tennis or skating. So I don't know.
Why was that?
He would say skating लड़कियों की game है इसको मत करने दो. And actually I used to skate a lot. I used to love skating. So I put him on to skating and he just loved it. And then he was just watching us like, what are these two up to? And I would always encourage him till he started doing really well and, started taking part in championships and he was doing very well. So that's when hell broke loose.
Oh.
Ma'am, when did you realize he's going to be really a strong kid? I mean, from everywhere. I mean, emotionally, physically. I mean, as a child, as a mother, when you saw him, when as a growing child.
I'm not really sure my mom was very sure if I was a strong kid as a kid, because every time she used to come and watch me skating and I used to fall, I used to start crying, and I look at mom and she'd be like, come on, get up.
That's what mothers do.
So yeah, I don't think she realized at a young age. I actually, when my father forced me into cricket, and mom had a lawn, it's a nice garden at the back of the house. So when father broke it down and made it into a cemented wicket. And over there, I used to dive a lot, catching balls and dive on concrete.
Oh God, that
At
must
the
be.
age of, 14, 15, maybe 13. So I never broke anything on the concrete. So I realized that, I think everybody in my family realized that this guy can play a bit of cricket. So yeah, those were the early days. Just you can ask her.
No, I remember I felt really sorry for him when he came back from Chel, from Bishan Singh Bedi camp. He was really like a little starved guy.
How old was he?
He must be about 14, 15 or something like that. And he had mosquitoes all over him. I felt so sorry for him. And then especially used to go for Delhi camps. It was 46, 47 degrees in Delhi. Summers, all they had was fans over there. So he's really gone through very, very tough times and he's been very tough about it.
Then we generally see the, the glossy part of the thing and
Yeah.
what goes behind the hard work. People don't realize that.
That's true.
And in his time, there were the coaches and everybody was so tough, 50 rounds on the ground or something like that. These days they don't do it, but they were brought up in a really, really hard way.
Any particular incident you remember which really, strikes out? Something which you felt that he's going to be the star one day, as a child.
Well, I felt he was. I always dreamt that he's going to be a star when he was born. So it was always in my mind that yes, he's going to play India one day. So it was never a doubt about him.
तो आपने युवराज जी को इतना बिंदास कैसे बनाया?
मैंने नहीं बनाया, खुद ही बन गया. खुद ही बन गया. He's very carefree. He's very loving. He's very fun loving. He's very considerate. He's very considerate about people around him, and he's very, very sensitive. It's bindas to hai, but he's very he's like somebody's feeling bad.
He'll feel bad.
He'll feel bad, So that way he's very emotional about things around him.
That's nice.
But do you have difference of opinion and who wins the battle?
We have big difference of opinion. Mostly is won by mom, but we always have difference of opinion.
And
a woman and a man will always have a difference of opinion. Luckily, he has mother and son.
He thinks I'm conjuice.
I don't think she is.
I am conjuice. Yeah, one of us has to be conjuice.
I'm the spender and she is the saver.
Okay.
Yeah, so because one of us has to save. If both of us start
You have
spending,
to balance it out.
Now my
Yes.
mom's teaching my wife.
yeah.
If this one to spends money, you save.
So were you naughty as a child? Was he naughty?
No,
Yeah, no, he was like, he was naughty, but he was a very Sharif kid. But as age progressed, he became a devil, little devil he became. He would terrorize everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing pranks and all. He just loves to play pranks. And also now, he can't play it on me because he knows I'm going to have a heart attack or something. But जो इसके आगे आ गया ना, तो बस वो बचने वाला नहीं है. और इसने decide कर लिया कि इसको prank करना, तो बस उसकी तो खैर नहीं.
Ma'am, sweetest memory from his childhood days?
Well, there's so many. I'm not saying that there's any particular memory about his childhood, but he was a very considerate child. Always thinking about the mother. He was always there for me. So I mean,
So was he a good student? Did he finish his homework on time?
Best
Like
student.
he's a brilliant finisher for India?
student, I can't say much. No comments. But yes, he did have a hard time because most of the time he was on the field, and his principals and his school teachers were not happy at all. So we used to struggle a lot.
So
let's
did
put
you
it-
finish his homework on the side?
No.
No.
He managed on his own.
That's great.
We know that he wanted to be a cricketer. Did he talk about anything else in life? That I want to become an astronaut or a doctor or an engineer. Something, I want to do movies, I want to be a movie star or something.
I don't think so. He was interested in movies or anything of that sort. Cricket was always his passion.
I wanted to play tennis.
Tennis.
I wanted to be really pursue. I loved skating and I loved tennis. I wanted to have a career in tennis. I remember I told mom I need a tennis racket. So she obviously told dad that we have to buy him tennis, and he was very upset. He bought me a racket for, I remember, 2,100 rupees at that time. And I was playing a quarter final or something, and I lost the tournament and I broke my racket. Mara those things. I told my mom, "Mummy, racket टूट गया." तो बेटे तू ही मांग पापा से racket. So in that fear, I started to play cricket. I never asked that racket again. But I'll play cricket for a few days, and then I'll come back to tennis maybe. But then I think after that time I started enjoying a bit of cricket. I got into it completely, and I just stopped playing tennis at all. Or
But do
skating.
you play tennis now just for
I play
fun?
tennis all the time.
For
I
fun?
play tennis for fitness actually.
That's nice.
I really enjoy playing tennis. To be honest, don't miss cricket much.
Yeah.
I look forward to play tennis almost every second, third day, and I really enjoy it.
Is it like, for a sports person, if you've retired as a cricketer, being on the field, that spirit is amazing. I mean, that spirit always there, right? That never dies.
I think more than being on the field, as a sportsman, you always want to play sport.
Yeah.
Like I was with Sachin a couple of days ago, and he said that if he doesn't play sport for 4-5 days, he starts getting agitated. So he's saying it's very important that he plays some kind of sport like golf or table tennis or whatever, badminton. He's very good at badminton. So same is, I think, for sports people, is some people really enjoy playing sport. I don't know. I as a sportsman really enjoy playing, table tennis or billiards, snooker, tennis. So I just want to play some kind of sport every day.
You had such good heights. I just wonder why you're not she's a basketball player. I mean, why you're not you didn't play basketball or never tried fast bowling?
I used to bowl fast. I broke my back. I'm glad I broke my back because I switched to batting. I realized I had more talent to batting. And I tried. I didn't try basketball. I mean, I tried in school, but
Because of the height I'm talking about. You're
no, it's just
quite tall.
I was very much into tennis and then got into cricket.
What was the feeling? How did you get that feeling that he will?
Somehow mothers always have a hunch. So
Yeah.
I had that hunch, yes, he's going to be a great player one day. Yes.
And who bought you the tennis racket was broken, and who bought you the first bat, and who taught you to go for those big sixes? I mean, you hit.
My dad had 100 bats in
100
his wardrobe.
bats.
I never used to play with them. So he said, even if Bishan Singh Bedi once came to my house and he saw the dad's wardrobe, he's like, oh, even if you score one run with one bat, you'll score 100. So I had he had kept so many bats in the house for me. He said, don't worry about bats, just go and play.
So, which age? How old was you when you started hitting the ball, out of the park at will?
I think I was in Bishan Singh Bedi camp, first camp in Palam. Palam.
Palam.
That was second camp. So Palam, I was about 11 or 12 years old. I was a seamer. I was a fast bowler, like a seam bowler. I was not a batsman that time. And I remember going and batting at 6. And going and batting at 6, I scored 100 in that match, where I was batting on 90. I remember, and not a single 6. And one left-hand spinner came. I think it was Angad, I think. I hit him for 2 6s. And the ball just went outside the rope because at 11, 12, you don't have that much power. So this day I actually realized that I can bat too. And, I could be a seaming all-rounder. But then lately, because of my back injury, I switched to spin. And then eventually became a batsman.
I mean, I remember the 6 sixes, the most celebrated. I remember after the match happened, I happened to call him and I asked him, and he wanted to know how was the fever in India. It was maddening. I mean, that night, did you manage to sleep well? I mean, when you
Did
do
you
something
sleep at all?
6 6s night.
Yeah,
Yes.
Well, actually, I slept pretty well because a lot was going on. It was the first T20 tournament. We had no clue how to bat in T20s. And then I had been hit for 5 6s against England.
Yes.
And
That
was
night,
really-
did you sleep well after getting?
Yes, I did. I was very happy that I hit 6 6s against England.
Huh. But when they hit you for 5 sixes,
I wasn't happy. Yeah, it happened 15 days after, and hitting 6 6s against England actually gave me very good sleep.
and the way you realize that innings actually broke the backbone not only of the England bowling, of rest of the entire competition, whichever bowling attack was there, they were all broken, shattered, because a powerhouse like Yuvraj Singh had launched himself in such a fashion. So, and that really helped India. Do you believe that it actually helped India to sail through the tournament?
See, I think we had we were a fearless bunch. We didn't know how to plan, but we just wanted to go and express ourselves. I remember we had some really outstanding talent in that tournament. I missed the South Africa game because of tennis elbow, and I remember Rohit debuted that game, and Rohit got a 50 that game, and you will see a very young talented guy come on the scene. So it was just like that natural talent has just been put onto world stage. Guys like, I think it was Robin Uthappa would have played for a bit. Rohit's first tournament. I mean, he was just come in the side, hasn't played much of cricket. And RP, Srishant, these young guys, they bowled like really some outstanding spells. So a lot of young talent really expressed their talent and did well in current situations. And I think that was the reason for us to get to the finals, and Gautam had an outstanding final with Irfan Pathan. So I think it was a collective effort. Yes, I had 2 important innings against England and Australia, which helped us to come through. But nobody remembers. Everybody talks about myself. Everybody talks about Gautam. Nobody remembers Rohit scored 36 of 18 balls or 20 balls in the final, which actually got us to 160. I think that was the most important knock of the tournament.
And Irfan also contributed, with the bat.
Yeah, he took 3 wickets. I think Irfan was man of the match. And but I think Rohit's inning in the end was very special in the finals.
We talk about the aggressive brand of cricket which you have, which really epitomizes your career. I mean, there were glimpses of it. We saw in one of the movies, MS Dhoni had done on his life, and you walked past him. I don't remember. I mean, if you remember that scene, I mean, something of that
See,
sort.
I don't remember particularly seeing MS. We didn't even know each other that time. I remember that I definitely passed them on the basketball court. So I'm sure MS would have remembered that moment where they would have said, I was scoring a lot of runs in that tournament. I had scored a double 100 and 100 quarterfinal, semi-final. And then they were like, this guy's, we have to get him out. And I think that was maybe an interaction, pretty much.
So what was, were you under any kind of pressure that, that I have to go and deliver. People have told me, and there's no way out for me. Do you put pressure on? I mean, how do you manage these expectations? When it comes from all walks of life.
I definitely remember those times. My mom was going from mandir to mandir, temple to temple, praying for me, and things were quite tough on the body at the moment because I had a disease which I didn't know, and I was going through it, and I was really struggling. But I managed to pull through it, the tournament. I'm glad I didn't know that I have such a bad disease, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to sustain throughout the tournament. I just went through the pain, and I think winning the World Cup was very important, and just going through till the end, because it was a special moment. With Gary, under Gary, we were the number one team. It was Tendulkar's last World Cup, so it was very important to win that, because this moment is not going to come back, and it just happened. Although it was tough on the body, but I'm very happy that we won the World Cup, and we won in Indian soil at Wankhede, at Tendulkar's home, and the whole of India watching. It was is a moment which is very priceless.
So when did you find out that you had cancer? How did you find out?
Well, I had a couple of issues of coughing blood, and I remember going to the hospital with my mom, and my mom, she was very quiet, and she had no clue. And my biopsy test got done, and then they said that I have a tumor. It was a tough time in the family, but we pulled through.
And you've always known to have a big heart. You never say no to your friends.
I don't.
So has it ever...
That's why I take me for granted.
Yes, exactly. So has it ever, ached your heart in somewhere?
I mean, in friendship, there's always debate, and there's always people have different opinions, and sometimes friendships don't go well. I've had some issues in my friends, and I'm sure it happens with all friends.
Yes.
We sometimes don't agree with certain things, and we walk our paths. So I've had a few disagreements where I felt that I've been very true to my friends, and they've been not, and they would have felt the same about me. And I'm no one to touch them, but there have been some disagreements, and people have walked their own way, and I have walked my own, and I'm very happy that when I was a friend, I gave everything for them. So no regrets.
And glad to see you this way. Still have a big heart.
Yes, I do.
You did not change.
Still open to make new friends.
Yes.
But I'm more careful now.
No, but cricketers generally have more bad days than good days. I mean, how do you look? How do you look after? I mean, what is your lesson from life you've learned so far? And to the youngsters, if you were to talk to the youngsters and tell them how to manage during the bad days, what would Yuvraj Singh tell them?
In sport or life, you have to look at the vision. You have to look at the bigger picture. Because I remember a very big example talking to Tendulkar again, and I told him that before the World Cup I was very struggling. I told him that things are not happening for me. I'm working very hard, but things are not going well. So he said, "There's always a calm before a storm." I don't know what that meant. So I just feel that when you are an experienced player, you see a lot of that happening with young kids, and you see that you have to look at the bigger picture. So you don't know what lies ahead of you, but you always got to keep on, working hard. You have to keep up with the processes of in sport. Hitting balls, or working hard, or working harder. You got to keep that process, and that process lands you, making you legendary. Big example, which is Virat or Rohit. These guys, I've seen them as young kids, in and out, training, working hard, hitting balls, and look where they are today. So, and now the new generation, which is going to be the Prithvi Shaw, Shubman Gill. I feel these two guys are going to be serious players for India in the coming future.
So does he react to a situation or respond to it? Any situation in life?
I would react to a situation when I was younger, but now I respond to a situation.
Yeah. He's very quiet now. He doesn't...
Patience.
Patience. He thinks about it, and he's very quiet, and then he reasons about it. He
mature
doesn't...
ho gaya.
Yeah, mature.
Mature ho gaya.
In Punjabi, you'll say, "Munda mature ho gaya."
Yes.
Have you ever got offers from Bollywood to act? You know, because you're tall, handsome, you know, angry young man image. Have you ever been approached like that?
I have a couple of years ago. Obviously, cricket was my first love. I had got an offer to play baseball in America. I think
That's fun.
that would have been fun, but end of the day, it's not, cricket. It's would have been a tough sport to play. I just got an offer for South Film, so I don't know. I've been discussing with my mom should I do it or not. लोग हंसेंगे क्या बोलेंगे. So again, not taking a decision on it, but yeah, I've got a few offers.
So, I mean, after cricket gets over,
How would you think I would be as a South star?
no, why not Bollywood? I mean, why South?
Why not Bollywood?
Why not Hollywood?
Why
I
not
think
Hollywood?
that would really suit your. Yeah.
Chalo, let's get to another question, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mean, you want to do coaching. I mean, you want to do commentary because I know you're.
I'm not too keen on commentary.
Everyone is doing it.
Not everyone is doing it. It's a very hard job. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how guys, after playing 100 test matches or 300 ODIs, playing for 15, 17 years, they go and do it. I don't know how they do it. I just feel that it's a lot of hard work because in commentary you have to be ready 1 hour before the players get on the field, and then you have to talk 1 hour after, and then you have to keep on talking throughout the day. So it's not an easy job. It's not like just get up and it's not that easy. So I feel commentary might do a few major tournaments, ICC tournaments. Definitely want to do coaching with younger kids. I feel I'm very good with the younger guys. I'm working well with the Punjab team, the Chandigarh boys. I feel I can do a good job.
So you're working 2 Ranji Trophy teams.
Not working, I just go and
yeah.
help him out whenever I can. So I feel I'm good at doing that.
You're always known to have become like someone who's a big prankster. I remember stories of how you scared Saurav Ganguly once. It comes naturally to you. I mean,
It does. Ask my mom.
there's a devil inside him which suddenly wakes up, and before you know, you're just gone. So he's got that thing, and he's very innovative in whatever he's done, he'll think of
एकदम
next
से।
situation. इसमें ये करना, इसमें ये करना. वो बड़ा natural talent है. इसका timing बहुत अच्छा है.
but there are
So be careful in the need.
Yeah, thanks. No, there are moments in the match which is really tense. Do you remember any particular game where you cracked a good joke, and it really changed the atmosphere, and you guys went in and won the match?
We pranked Saurav before India-Pakistan game, saying that captain has given bad statements about players, made a Times of India fake copy and presented it to him with he giving remarks on players, and he got really angry. He got red on his face, and he's like, "I'm going to resign if I've said something like that." And I think Rahul Dravid felt very bad for him, and he said, "Dada, April Fool." Dada said, "Kisne kiya hai?" So me and Bajji, he ran after. He knew it's us guys. So we won the game. So there have been a lot of moments on the field where it's been funny. I remember Irfan Pathan, when he used to field, he was a very funny fielder. And
The ways to throw.
he used to throw, he used to pick up, he used to catch. Irfan used to always catch like this, like that, like a crocodile.
Yeah.
He would not catch like that.
that's
So every time he would go, it's just funny.
You went somewhere on a vacation. I mean, the likes of Sachin, Harbhajan.
Yeah.
and-
Birthday.
For my birthday.
Yeah, I mean, so how was it and where did you go? I mean,
It was awesome. I think, see, me, Harbhajan, Ashish, Zahir.
Nehra.
Ashish is Nehra only, mama. Zahir and Lakshman mostly. We used to hang out a lot on tours when playing touring. We used to spend a lot of time off the field. So I felt it was important to catch up with the guys off the field, and we've never been to a like a guys' holiday together. So I think we had a lot of fun, and the wives were not happy.
They weren't.
So
So
the
they were like,
boys
how many
trip.
leke gaye?
who hatched this plan? That wife.
My wife was working. I was like,
Oh.
best time to go.
So what is your heart calling now? What do you love doing? Like every day, daily? What do you want to do? What do you do?
When this interview finishes, I am going to play tennis.
Oh,
so
excellent.
I play tennis twice or thrice a week. I still do a lot of training. I watch a lot of movies. I come to Chandigarh, spend time with mom, play with my dogs. and pretty much help the guys at the Punjab Courier Station, and
Chandigarh is new, so you're helping them.
pretty much Chandigarh guys are new, so just basically chilling and not doing much. I'm very happy. A lot of people have a problem with me chilling in life. Yesterday my mom is saying, "तू क्या ये बिस्तर पे लेटा हुआ जिम कर ले जाके?" No, mom, relax. I'm retired. People are not having a problem with me chilling in life. So I'm
We
like,
are not used to it that sitting
Yeah.
on this thing and just,
I'm 25-30 years of a career. I've woken up 8 in the morning. Let me sleep.
Yeah, that's well deserved.
Yeah.
yeah.
So your fourth victory is your victory in life, winning over cancer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
With You We Can.
Yes.
So would you like to tell us more?
Yes. So I think when me, my mother, and our family friends were getting treated in America, we had decided that we would like to do something for people who've been diagnosed in India, because we saw a lot of research that how much doesn't happen back home. And I remember there were a couple of guys who were working with us, went to Lance Armstrong's office and saw his setup. So on that basis, the name You We Can came out, that you, we together can fight cancer. So called You We Can. And then came up, set up the charity. It was tough to generate camps, cancer detection camps, talking about awareness and removing stigma. It happens a lot in rural areas where people are not educated and don't have the knowledge about cancer. So we worked on that, and we worked on more the lack of people in detecting them. And then the biggest issue was not having the money for treatment. And money for treatment, you need a lot of funds. So over the years, our teams become better. We able to generate funds working with different corporates. Now we run 2 programs. One is a Together We Can program, which we provide younger kids with scholarships whose parents have lost all their money in their treatment.
That's
So
wonderful.
we fund their education. So we about more than 100 kids. So my mom takes care of the foundation personally. And I think that's her
That's
vision
wonderful.
for society, that she wants to do something in cancer. My Masi went through cancer. My father's gone through cancer. So we've had issues in our family, and we all do whatever we can. And the other program is obviously we are funding below poverty line kids for treatment now. So we decided to treat kids, and that is that's big news for us, because that's something that we really want to do.
Yes, we would definitely love more support from everybody, because it's a cause very close to his heart, and it's the way cancer is spreading. I mean,
Yes.
there's a lot of work to be done. Especially treatments are so expensive that if you fund one person, it's like a lot of money. So we would definitely request all the corporates and people around us to support
Because
us
I know
more.
for sure you guys will never call a corporate and tell them to fund your.
See,
this
the thing is,
It
the
never happened like that.
mindset of people is changing
Yes,
now.
that's what.
And different corporates work with different NGOs. So I think the communication, thanks to social media, you're able to spread the message across. But the thing is that it's still not enough. I think the trend in foreign countries, if you say America, England, is that people come, they donate and they go. Here, if some people are donating, they want you to do something for them. People will just not come and donate generously. But when you work with different corporates, there are a few corporates who are happy to just donate, and they're seeing you doing good work with the foundation for younger kids. So I think the mindset of people is changing. People are getting generous. People are getting there, and hopefully in the coming years we will be able to treat hundreds and thousands of people at the same time.
This is a fearless work you're doing. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the theme of my show also, Free Hit, which means fearless.
With the foundation, we have businesses like with the fashion business for You We Can, sports business, we have jewelry businesses. So everything around the foundation, everything is around to support the foundation. and we are trying to do as much as we can do.
Very noble cause. Very, very
And
noble.
all the best for that. And
Thank
and
you,
allowing
Indranil.
us, hosting us.
It's
in-
been a pleasure
inside
talking
your
to you
home.
guys.
Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
for-
you. Thank
for
you so
hosting us.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be back and continue to chat with Yuvraj, and don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere, ठीक है? You don't go anywhere.
What was that? Friends, you are watching Free Hit, where there is no fear.
बड़ा conscious कर देगा वहाँ कसम में.
In the
First time.
nail.
हाँ.
First show है ना?
Yeah.
हाँ, फिर ठीक.
मैं तो बहुत नर्वस हूँ.
Now you better be nervous now. You're interviewing me.